We were back with episode 5 of Journey to a Million. It was a wild week 18 in the NFL, but it was a good week for one bettor. I mean, there's a guy that made a 50-cent bet. It was a 6-way first player to score in NBA games. He won $130,000 on a 50-cent bet.
Crazy stuff.
Did you guys see that?
I did not.
Yeah, I think that's every bettor's dream, but obviously it's a little tough to do.
And cooler news, I was 3 seconds away from almost predicting a tie. So if you want to talk about prediction of the year, didn't put any money on it, but like prediction of the year, my prediction last week was a tie, and we almost got it. We were this close.
Brandon Staley took that away from you with that timeout he called. So
he did.
Do you think the thing about the Raiders not like they're just going to fine with a tie? Do you think they're actually fine with a tie before the timeout?
Well, what would have happened is because they called a timeout with like 30 seconds left on a 3rd and 1, and they were at like the 30 something. So if they wouldn't have gotten that first down, like they'd run one more play, I think they would have just taken a knee. But since they got the first down and got into field goal range, they just, if you have the option to win, you're not going to tie with your own division rival. So.
Yeah, I don't like that whole narrative, the division rival, you got to knock them out of the playoffs. I think, these guys, coaches, you play to win the game, and I think that's kind of what their thought was. Us looking at it from a fan perspective, it would make more sense, to tie based on, risking, let's say, a blocked field goal, turn to the touchdown. And a lot of people, I'm sure head coaches, their decision, like Brandon Staley, for example, you play to win the game. So I think that certainly played a part of it.
Yeah, because say they don't get that first down, right? Say they run another play and it's like they lose 2 yards, 4th and 3 at their own 35. Is someone going to kick, a 50-something yard field goal to end the game? Or are they just going to kneel it out, They could have saved their lives, but they picked up like 10 yards.
So you guys think they're going for the win either way? It didn't matter on the timeout?
I think the timeout made the Raiders realize, well, the Chargers are still, they're looking to win this game. They don't want us to, or, tie at the best. Like, I think the timeout kind of like told the Raiders, okay, I see what you're doing here, Chargers. Let's just go for the win and get you out of here.
Certainly sent a message, I think. Yeah. But like I said, just looking at it from a fan perspective, like looking at like us, everyone watching the game, it would totally make sense, I think, to tie, to not risk any of those things. But timeout certainly sent a message.
Yeah, and obviously Brandon Staley's had a lot of questionable calls with all of his 4th downs that he's went for. But, hey, I'm all for it. I like watching the Chargers this season. They're an interesting, fun team to watch because you never know what's going to happen. So I'm all for it. Who we
don't love watching is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now they are going to lose by 30 to the Chiefs. Do you see what Ben Roethlisberger said about that game?
Yeah. They have like no shot, and they're just
no
have
shot
fun
to win. Yep.
Yeah, he's not wrong, but
that's your quarterback of your team in the playoffs saying we're gonna, we have no
probably
chance
last
to
game
beat this
too.
Team.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's definitely last game.
So that was something else. Do you guys want to get into our game picks?
Let's go for it.
All right.
Start with last week.
Yeah. So I'm talking about game picks from last week, week 18.
Yeah.
I actually did pretty good. I would have been 11-5 with the tie, 3 seconds away from that, but I was 10-6, including my prediction. The Jaguars beat the Indianapolis Colts. You can hear it last Friday's episode 4. I said it. It's on there. So go listen back to that if you have not. I predicted it. And you know what happened? Jaguars upset the Colts.
They didn't upset them. They blew them out.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
Prediction of the year. Okay.
That's the start and the end of Colts talk. So move on.
Someone is a little upset about the way the season ended for the Colts.
Okay. So my picks, I went 8-8. Not too good. There was a lot of upsets this week. Yeah.
Including you. You're upset.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Well, I thought I did bad, but apparently I did better than Jared, so I guess that's always a win. I went 9-7.
Let's go.
The only upset I did was I got the 49ers over the Rams. I guess you can consider that an upset, but it's not that big. So my Bears pick over the Vikings was looking pretty good, and then the Bears kind of did started looking like Matt Nagy's team. So
Yeah, that was tough. And, we all had the Packers as we were at that game. That was a really fun experience. What do you guys all think about, going to Ford Field, us three? We did it. I mean, Jared had other things on his mind, but.
Yeah. I would say the field itself was beautiful. It was a great place. The city was a different story, but no, it was a nice game. We got to see Rodgers firsthand, and then kind of had a look into Jordan Love a little bit. Not the best things,
Got to see the future of the Packers.
Yeah, and it's not looking too bright. So,
well, what we got to
see, the Packers can make a run.
What we saw really in the second half. I mean, we saw Jordan Love out there, but we saw him hand the ball off. So we know he can hand the ball off. That was proven in that game.
I mean, he did have some highlight 5-yard dump off passes.
One for like 50 yards.
Tom Brady-esque.
Tom
Brady-esque tight end screen or whatever it was. What a beaut.
He had 2 picks though. One wasn't really his fault, but the other one was pretty bad.
We did, though. We got a TJ Hawkinson bobblehead for attending the game. All 3 of us did. So that's certainly, you could look at it like a sports version of a stock, because that thing might be, people are offering $20 outside of the stadium for it, actually. So, that's something we'll definitely be keeping an eye on for how much those go for.
Yeah, and Zack almost got pickpocketed as well in Detroit.
Nah, I did not. This is a very safe experience at the game. We did not want to bash Ford Field or the Detroit Lions.
No, Ford Field is great. Detroit in general wasn't a good experience, I didn't think, for me.
I'm looking right now for how much those Hawkinson bobbleheads are going for. $35 on eBay. So
and we got them for free.
Yeah. Here's another one. Well, $16.50, but you got to add the $11 in shipping. So I don't know what to think about
for the game ticket there.
Yeah, really, you could have got your money back. That's certainly something to keep an eye on. Some people are trying to sell them for $50. Kind of funny stuff, but I mean, certainly in a few years it'll be worth around there. Certainly a stud they got there in Detroit that sadly we didn't get to see him play, but guys certainly keep an eye out for. And with that, guys, you want to touch on get to Wildcard Weekend?
Go for it.
Yeah.
So this is airing on Saturday for a reason, guys. This is the Wildcard Weekend special of Journey to a Million. So we got a lot of good games though in store. We got 6 of them. Right? Yeah, we got 6. Let's go through them. Here we go. First game we'll talk about, the number 5 Raiders visit Cincinnati to play the Bengals. It's on NBC. 3:30 kickoff on Saturday. And what do you guys, initial picks? Who you guys taking?
I'm taking Cincinnati. I think it'll be a really close game, though. Raiders they probably surprised a lot of people, especially with the interim head coach, but I think Cincinnati's weapons it's too much for a lot of defenses to handle, and then I don't think the Raiders have the offense to keep up.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Bengals, I'm going to take by like a touchdown or so.
See, I want to pick an upset, and I don't think this is the game to pick the upset in. I don't know. It's certainly tough. Joe Burrow, sophomore year now, really first playoff start, and Derek Carr, this is his first playoff start, right? Or
correct.
I think it's both of their first playoff starts. So, certainly the experience. I would lean Carr in terms of experience overall, but I got to go. The weapons that Cincinnati has with, Jamar Chase, just Higgins, Mixon. I got to go Bengals. Yeah, Boyd too. Just very lethal offense. So I'll go Cincinnati with you guys. Next game. You guys want to go on right away here? Here we go. The number 6 Patriots. They play the Bills again, the 3rd time this year. And that game is on CBS, 7:15 p.m. kickoff. And that certainly will be a good game. 2 divisional rivals. We saw New England beat them in that infamous Mac Jones 3-pass attempt, I believe it was. And then we saw the Bills rebound nicely against them the second time. So, it's really best out of 3 right here to take the series. And we'll have Zack start us off here.
I like Bill Belichick as coach. He's up there for coach of the year. Obviously, he has all of his Super Bowls back when Tom Brady was there. but I think Buffalo, their defense is just it's too good for a rookie quarterback. I think Buffalo actually is going to make a deep playoff run. They're my pick out of the AFC for the Super Bowl, but I mean, I think Buffalo's defense is just too much for a rookie quarterback. And obviously, we saw how Mac Jones played against them the last time, like not the win game, the game after that when Buffalo won. Mac Jones did not look that great, so I'm taking Buffalo.
I'm also taking Buffalo here. Zach, I think you said it last week or a couple weeks ago when we were talking about contenders, and you said, either you or Drew, you said that the Patriots were 1 year away, that Mac Jones was young. I could see that. I give the Patriots 1 more year, but Buffalo has a little more experience, and they've played a little better this year, so I would give this to Buffalo.
I would agree with both of you guys. I think they're certainly 1 year away, but this game, projected temperatures right now around 0 degrees. It's going to be a chilly game in Buffalo. And they got Bills Mafia on their side, but I'm going to go with the Patriots here. I'll take them in the upset. This is going to be my upset I'll take here. Just looking at it, I think Patriots are not going to beat Mac. They're not going to beat them with Mac Jones. Let's be honest. You're going to beat them with a good balanced football team. You're going to beat them by running the ball and kind of taking advantage of this Bills defense that is not the greatest against the run. So I'll go Buffalo, or not Buffalo. I'll go New England here, and I'll take the Patriots in an upset over Zack's Buffalo Bills. Call them that, yeah. Next game. Here we go. We got then the first Sunday game, noon on Fox. The number 7 Eagles go to Tampa to face the Buccaneers, and that game, certainly everyone's looking at Tampa as the favorite, and why not? I certainly with the injuries, though, I can't see you talk about a young quarterback, Jalen Hurts. I can't see the Eagles pulling off this upset. I'm going to go Bucks here. Jared, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually saw some people taking Eagles, and I was like, there's no way this happens. Like, I think, even though I do not like Tom Brady at all, I always cheer against him, but there's no way the Bucks with Tom Brady fall. Even without some key weapons with Godwin and, AB, I can't see them even coming close in this game. It's going to be Bucks are winning by a few touchdowns.
I think this could be an upset game. I think I'm going to take the Bucks just because I think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be a really close game. They played earlier in the year. The Eagles lost by like 10, so not that big of a difference. And that was also when the Bucks had Godwin and AB. Or I don't know if AB played that game, but that was when the Bucks were a lot healthier, and the Bucks defense just isn't as good as they were last year. So I'm not a big Bucks fan this playoff season, but I think they're still going to win this game. And Philly's I don't think they have quite enough.
What I see in this game is the Eagles trying to give the ball to Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard, and the Bucks defense just completely shutting them down. And they don't really have pass game that well. They have a few receivers, but no.
They're leading the league in rushing yards. Well, they did in the regular season, like 170 yards a game.
The Buccaneers are one of the top rush defenses, I'm pretty sure, with Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, JPP.
Yeah.
The list goes on. That front seven, certainly something else. So
yeah,
I would. Could be close game, maybe a one score game, but I think Bucks being the favorites to start. I think they're going to take care of business here, move on to the divisional round. So looking into the next game we got going on, 49ers and Cowboys. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the game on Nickelodeon. Let's go. We are back on Nickelodeon. The slime zone is back.
This is going to be SpongeBob field goals.
This is going to be awesome. I watched that game last year on Nickelodeon when it was Bears and Saints, and we saw the MVP. Right? It was the MVP Nickelodeon. Was it the MVP?
Yeah, MVP.
It went to Mitchell Trubisky, and here, I want to see who wins the MVP award this year, and I'm just looking forward to it. I know, Zach, you weren't a big fan of the Nickelodeon game, were you?
No. Jared, what do you think of it? I'm not a fan at all. I'd rather watch a regular televised game.
Jared?
I'm thinking I didn't like I don't like Nickelodeon getting involved in football. Why like that? It's just like taking.
Why not?
It's taking a child. I mean, not many kids 10 or under are invested in NFL. Like
that's the whole point.
True, yeah.
They're not going to hook any audience. Like no 10-year-olds waking
They
up.
hooked me. I was 17.
They're not 10 years old.
Well, I was a minor, so
no kid is waking up in the morning like, oh, I can't wait to look at Nickelodeon and watch a football game. Like they're waking up for SpongeBob and some
listen,
game
they had
shows like that.
They had young Sheldon doing the penalties, explaining what they were. Come on, it was great, and I think certainly some kids watched, or certainly, and
I'm sure.
I don't know. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great strategy by CBS Nickelodeon to try to attract that younger audience. We got really first time we've seen a sport kind of do this. We got you got to think about how they're going to attract younger generation. MLB is one that they really are struggling right now. NBA, they're doing a pretty good job, but just overall, just got to attract the younger audience to the game, to sports, basically. And this is one way to do so, and I am all for it. And with that, touching on game picks, because just looking at both these opponents, because certainly, we could see either one of these two teams end up in Green Bay for the divisional round. And I just want to know, what are your thoughts on, overall, who wins this game? And maybe we see, because the 49ers pull this upset here, we'll see them in Lambeau. So what do you guys think?
I think we need to pick the MVP for this game as well.
I had that plan too. Yeah.
Pick the winner and then who's the MVP?
Bonus points, yeah. So
I feel as if Zach's going to copy exactly what I do here, but I've heard him talk pretty high on Deebo Samuel. He's going to be the MVP here, and the 49ers are taking this
just
game.
Stealing my pick.
Upset. Yep.
Can't say I'm copying when you just steal my pick. I'm taking the same thing. Deebo Samuel, MVP, and 49ers with the upset.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are afraid of. 49ers coming into Green Bay, that might be a tough matchup for the Packers. It really will. And, I think the 49ers come out of this game too as an upset because just the way they play. I mean, they're a great team. And
I think they're going to – Jimmy G is going to have a Carson Wentz, Jimmy G playoff type game where he throws 10 to 15 times. 49ers run the ball 30 times. Kind of like the same path they took to the Super Bowl a couple years ago where Jimmy G barely threw the ball and they just ran. I think they're going to try and do the same thing.
Also the Cowboys. The Cowboys have beaten on really bad teams. They've beaten their division, but they haven't beaten a team this year really that's that they shouldn't have beat,
I mean, I'm a Cowboy fan not a Cowboy fan.
Of course you are.
I like the Cowboy team this year. I mean, they got offensive weapons. Their front seven on defense has been playing really well, but I'm
Zach
still
is
taking
a Cowboy
49ers.
fan, a Chargers fan, a Packer fan.
He's probably a Trayvon Diggs fan. He likes watching. He gets targeted so much, and he allows so many yards. I believe I saw a stat he's allowed over 1,000 yards this year. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, he's way up there.
And yet he got first team All Pro. I know we'll talk about All Pro later, but it's a little bit. When he gets targeted so much, I feel the Cowboys are a little overrated. And with my MVP pick, we remember Trubisky won, and so I got to go with someone who's maybe not the real MVP, but someone who. So I'm gonna go.
You better not take Jimmy G.
I'm not gonna take Jimmy G. I'm gonna say as a meme, they vote like Trayvon Diggs.
Well, what happened last year? The Bears lost that game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Nickelodeon will feel bad for the Cowboys. So I might go to a CeeDee Lamb or Dak. Yeah, someone like that. It could go to one of the losers just to make them feel a little better.
That's how you do it. Yeah, I'm choosing Diggs. I hope it's him. I think that'd be funny. So those are our MVP picks, and we might post those on our story or on Instagram for Sunday. So you might see those then, but we'll have to wait and see. So we're all going 49ers here. Nice. All right, you guys ready? Now we got two more. Yep. Number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to play the Chiefs. We talked about this already a little bit. Big Ben already gave up, basically. His way to motivate his teammates. I don't know if it'll work. The spread's got right now Kansas City -13. So, as you see there, this Steelers team, this is probably one people think is going to be blown. Actually, ESPN right now says this. This is the first sentence. The Steelers will make it a one-possession game in the fourth quarter. That's bold.
I mean,
That is bold.
They won't.
It does seem like a Steelers thing to do, though, if you've watched their games this season. They don't score until the fourth quarter,
But they won't
I
make it
don't
a
know.
one possession game. It'll be like 30-3, then they'll score in the fourth quarter. It'll be 30-10, something like
yeah,
that.
no. I get Kansas City by like 30, maybe
Holy
40,
crap.
maybe even 50. But I have no hope for the Steelers.
Zach just does not like Big Ben at all. He hates watching the Steelers play.
Don't even get me started on their offense. It's just their line is so bad, and it's all first, second year players. And then Big Ben, obviously, there's the infamous video of him like trying to roll out. He takes like 2 steps and falls down. It's so bad. I can't watch their offense.
He is almost like 40 years old, isn't he? So I mean,
Yeah,
Tom
but like,
Brady's that old too. But whatever. It's
Yeah.
just time to.
the only
up the
big
cleats.
plays they have is where Big Ben just throws it up and one of their receivers makes a great play.
Yeah.
But he does have Juju back, so maybe we'll see some TikToks on the logo or something.
I'll go Kansas City 2-3 scores.
Yeah.
No hope. Jared's on board with that too?
Oh yeah. Definitely. It's gonna be like a 30-point game. I'd say like 3-4 scores, 4-5 scores.
All right, last game. First game ever on MLK Day. Monday Night Football. ESPN ABC. Number 5 Cardinals. Go play the Los Angeles Rams in LA. So that should be a great game there. They got Rams favored in the game. And this Cardinals team, I think they could shock some people, but as of late, they've really struggled, and we talked about it over the last, the second half of the year, basically. If we look at it, they're the best team the first half, not so great the second half, and I don't know. I'm not sure which way I'm going in this game, so we'll kick it off to Jared to start.
Well, the Cardinals, I don't think have much until Hopkins comes back. Even then, like they'd have to win a few games before he comes back. But even then, like I don't know, they kind of fell off. They were 1 seed for most of the year. They just had a huge tank. They haven't been good lately, and they were like like you said, they're like 11-2,
11
and
and
they're
2, I
like
think they were.
11-7 or something like that. What
I
are
think
they?
they're like 12 and 5.
12
and 5, I think. Yeah,
Are they?
something like that.
Okay. Either way, yeah.
Who's gonna go
I
with
don't-
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them winning this game. I think they're going to end their season on a bad note. I got the Rams in this game.
True.
Zach? Oh, you make me go? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Watt's coming back. So if we look, that's a plus right there for the Cardinals. I think the Rams make it out of at least one game. I think they're a good enough team to make it to the divisional round. I'll go Rams as well. I think we'll get a good game, though, on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game. Obviously, division rivals played twice already this year, but I mean, there's some stat like mid-season that came out once Kyler Murray started falling off a little bit because he was like top MVP candidate at the beginning of the year, but then he kind of fell off, and that's been kind of like a recurring trend throughout his career. He like kind of does the Russell Wilson, where the first like half of the season he plays like an MVP candidate, and then kind of falls off the second half. But I think that's going to keep going, and I'm taking the Rams as well.
So,
Do you think that if the Rams don't win this game, you could say the Rams were the most disappointing team this year with getting Odell and Von Miller? They just fell apart.
I don't know about like the Von Miller and Odell thing, but after getting Matthew Stafford, I think everyone kind of thought they were like Super Bowl favorites, which they pretty much were. But then if they lose divisional round, yeah, I'd say they're kind of letdowns.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I think you even look at the Cardinals; they lose this game too. Look at their star we had that we talked about. I think both teams, whoever loses this game, I think you go back and you look, and it was a disappointing year for sure for both those teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that wraps up our 6 games. And now do we want to do a little bit of talking about some of the all-pro teams that were released?
Yeah. I mean, they had the offense, defensive first and second team, correct?
They did, yeah.
I mean, was there any snubs that you guys saw that you thought should have made it?
Nobody's saying Justin Jefferson because I don't think he was snubbed. I think it just, tough year to be a receiver of his caliber because I think, if we look at solely receivers, I think, Deebo Samuel, the guy who beat him out, looking at what he did on the ground and as a receiver this year, certainly deserved to be a first-team All-Pro player, but we're basically solely off receivers. I mean, Jefferson had more receiving yards, correct, then? And Samuel?
I think
Jefferson
so, yeah.
was second in the league. He had more than Adams. She was only
Just
behind
behind Cup, yeah.
Yeah.
And think about if he had a quarterback better than Kirk Cousins, I think certainly, Jefferson, the sky is the limit for him, but you could say the same with Deebo Samuel. I mean, he had Jimmy G. It's just how it is. And I think as a player, I think Deebo Samuel certainly deserved to be on the first team All Pro. And I have no problem with it.
Do you like the Mark Andrews over Kelsey and Kittle?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
So Andrews, I know Zack touches on a lot, but Andrews has been so more consistent than a guy like Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelsey had like the 200 that week against the Chargers. But then other than that, he's had some really like games where he's just not been there. He's had like 2 or 3 catches. But then also Andrews had, it doesn't feel like it, like throughout the season, didn't really seem like that. But look at the stats at the end of the year. Andrews had like 200 yards more than Kelsey or something like that, 150. Like he was quite a bit ahead. So I definitely like that pick.
You'll love to see the respect given to Colts linebacker Darius Leonard, though. First team, all defense. That's nice.
Say the same for Devondre Campbell. He made it.
Yep.
First team All Pro, not a Pro Bowler.
Right. Packers got snubbed on Pro Bowlers. But.
Yeah. I don't like the Diggs first team cornerback. I don't like it. I think
Siobhan.
There's certainly
should have been there instead.
You could take a guy like J.C. Jackson from the Patriots. Again, he didn't get targeted a lot, certainly, but
he was only a couple picks behind Diggs. Like he always has his picks, and then I think he's better in coverage too. So,
like Drew said, Trayvon Diggs doesn't get. I mean, he gets targeted like every single he gets targeted so much. That's why he has so many picks. It's just I think Jackson would be a more fitting candidate. I agree with Drew there. It's just like you look at Diggs and I think he's highly overrated.
Yeah. What did you guys think about there's 5 unanimous players for first team? There's JT, which I think we can all agree. JT, that's
and
then Cooper Kupp, which that makes sense as well. What did you think about Adams? Did you guys think he should be unanimous first team?
Who else do you put there? I mean, he's having if you want to say a down year from last year, but like he's still top 5 in the league. I mean,
I'd say I don't know how many yards he ended up with last year, but I think he has more yards this year, just not as many touchdowns.
Yeah. I would vote for him if I was a voter for sure.
I agree. I think I'm cool with him being unanimous. I think, he deserved it. And certainly I didn't put up, touchdown numbers last year. And some people might say more yards, extra game. Look, he played a half in that game. I don't know. I'm cool with Adams there. I think he was certainly, better than Jefferson and Chase this year. But
do you think Deebo Samuel was better than Chase? And I mean, we said Jefferson, but do you think Chase too?
I think Jefferson was better than Chase.
Like I said earlier, they're like interchangeable. I see them as, I don't know.
I like Jefferson more than Chase too. I'm with Zack.
I would say Jefferson slightly better.
Jefferson is more like a complete receiver, where Chase, like, he'll have decent games, but he's not going to have he doesn't have a lot of 100-yard, 10-catch games or whatever. He's more like a home run receiver.
And we'll see with his career. He's still a rookie, so we don't really know.
Yeah, he's long time left.
Yeah.
But then the 2 defensive unanimous were Aaron Donald and TJ Watt.
Perfect.
That's rightfully so.
That is perfect. Yeah. I'm cool with
no
that.
Comments needed.
Yeah. I think Watt definitely would have broke the sack record if he only played 15 games or something.
Did you see that Pittsburgh tried looking back and asking if he got another sack? Yeah.
Do you think it should have been a sack?
No, I don't think so. It was close. I don't think so. So
I mean, Huntley picked up the ball and he was I guess he was kind of like running, so that kind of makes it.
Yeah,
But
it was
it was
close,
the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage, so
Mhm. Yeah,
obviously the Steelers are going to do that, try and get their player of the record.
of course. Yeah,
Am I seeing this right? There was no second team offensive like for running back.
running back. Yep,
No,
that's what it
there's not.
says. Which does not make any sense to me. Like you could put in anyone, put in like a Mixon or a Nick Chubb. I mean, why don't they just choose someone?
So do we want to make our second team all-pro running back picks and just name them
Sure.
ourselves?
Why not?
Let's do it. Who's starting?
Zack, go first.
Oh, I got to go first?
Yeah.
I would probably go Mixon. I mean, I think he had quite a few carries, if I remember correctly, and he had a pretty good year. His top 5 in rushing yards and had his touchdowns and everything. So
you see people like Cook who missed a few games this year, but then you have like Nick Chubb who also split with Kareem Hunt, and Mixon's kind of his own back, and I think he ended like second in rushing yards this year. I want to say, was it second, maybe third?
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah, so I would throw him in there as well.
Imagine the debate we would have. Derrick Henry was healthy all year. Imagine the JT versus Henry debate. That would be insane, I think.
It would be Derrick Henry first team for sure. He already had like almost 1,000 yards and he missed half the year. And then JT would probably be second.
The thing with Henry though is he was averaging on like 4.5 a carry or whatever, and JT was what 5.5.
Yeah, but Derrick Henry also got 40 carries a game. They fed him so much.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I think that would have been the big argument against Henry or Taylor.
Yeah.
But I'll go with you guys. I'll say Mixon. I think they certainly second team offense deserved. Bengals did 2 players there for that explosive offense they put together in the 2021 to 2022 season. But that kind of wraps up our all pro talk, right? And do we want to get into some award discussion before the episode rounds out?
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, do we really need to do defensive rookie of the year? I think we were all going to agree it's Micah Parsons.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless Jared wants to choose some away or whatever.
Not many rookie. Who on the Colts? No one. Maybe Kwity Paye, but no, not even close.
Yeah.
Not many rookie, defensive players make the first team All Pro. So that probably speaks for itself.
Yeah. I mean, he's top of the line for defensive player of the year too. He's up there. We'll get to that later, but let's do offensive rookie of the year. I think top 3 are Mac Jones, and then it's Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle. Who are your guys' picks?
Chase.
A lot of people are saying Mac Jones, and I don't agree. It's got to be Jamar Chase, especially after those last few weeks of the season.
I think if it goes to Mac Jones, the rookie of the year offensive is going to end up turning into a QB award, kind of like MVP.
Exactly.
I mean, we saw last year between Herbert and Jefferson, which obviously Herbert had a better year than Mac Jones. And I guess Jefferson's year last year similar to Jamar Chase this year. So I think it's going to be Chase too.
What about like Najee Harris is just like a finalist? You think Mac Jones over him?
If there was a running back award, rookie running back of the year, it goes to Najee for sure.
Yeah,
but
I just was saying I think Jamar Chase is miles ahead of.
Yeah.
So you're saying just like Mac Jones versus Najee?
Yeah, I think that's a better debate, like for those two guys. I think Jamar Chase is obviously the clear-cut offensive rookie of the year in terms of like stats, just impact, but I don't know.
I think Mac Jones would still get it though. What'd you say, Zach?
I think Najee should be ahead of Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's top five in rushing yards in the league. So, especially behind the Steelers' offensive line, which we talked about before. Well, I talked about before, but
yeah, me too. But if it is a quarterback's award, I don't think Najee's getting that respect. I think you'd put Jones up there.
I don't think Najee's even going to be a finalist.
No.
So then we can go to offensive player of the year, just overall. So there's some like betting odds or lines or whatever you want to call them. So it's Cooper Kupp at -110, Jonathan Taylor at -110. So they're tied right now. This is of January 5th, so a little over a week ago. And then it has Deebo Samuel at plus 5,000. So
Get him
it's
out of
definitely
there.
drafting Taylor and Cooper Kupp as the favorites. I mean, Jared, I think we all know where you're going with this.
Yeah, if JT doesn't win the MVP, you gotta. It's closer than I make it seem, but I would say JT for sure.
I want to propose the idea: co-offensive players of the year. If you do it a year, this is the year to do it. I think both guys deserve it, and I think one way to squash that is give it to both of them. Co-offensive players of the year. Both had record-setting years.
I like the co-offensive player of the year this year, especially with Kupp and Taylor, but I think it's going to be Jonathan Taylor just because how much he meant to the Colts offense. And I think even without Cooper Kupp, the Rams offense would have been okay. It obviously wouldn't have been as good, especially since Robert Woods tore his ACL, but I think they still would have been a top 15 offense. So I think Jonathan Taylor is going to win it just because he meant more to his team. So then we can go to defensive player of the year. The top three is TJ Watt at minus 400, Micah Parsons plus 350, and then Aaron Donald at plus 800. I just want to give some love to Robert Quinn. I mean, he's at plus 2,000, but he had a quiet big year, 18 sacks.
He did for the Bears, certainly.
Yeah.
A guy kind of like that defense got Mac coming back next year and new coach now. Not gonna, Bears might be, better than how they've been. No, Jared's disagrees.
No, they had high expectations this year.
But not even with guys like Mooney, Montgomery, and then you got Tariq Cohen coming back next year. They have the weapons. Fields, I like it.
Be good, yeah.
They underperform every single year. I say they average again next year.
I give them 500. I mean, no 500. I know.
At the best, I'd say 500. Yeah, around there.
They had a deal with Matt Nagy the last couple of years, so they got rid of him now. They got rid of Nagy.
Who else do they need to get rid of? They got rid of Trubisky, then they got rid of Nagy. Who else do they need to get rid of?
I think Nagy was the problem.
I do too. I'm with Zack on this one.
So you think if they still had Trubisky and they didn't have Nagy, he would
no. Okay, I think both were problems. I think, the severity of problems, I think Nagy was more severe than than Trubisky. But now you got Fields, and I like a guy like Justin Fields right now, and they certainly, they have some weapons, like we mentioned.
I'm just saying, I watched that Bears Vikings game, and I can't say anything right now saying the Bears are going to be an amazing team or even above 500 next year. I can't see that right now.
Matt Nagy was still there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
they're gonna if they bring in Brian Flores.
Yeah,
I think he can kind of help Justin Fields, and I would be worried about the future with them.
It said that the Texans were looking at Brian Flores. I got a notification that said that.
That would be a good hire for the Texans, I think. I think any team looking for a head coach right now, I think Brian Flores is the cream of the crop. There's certainly Nathaniel Hackett of the Packers is certainly a guy, who's a coveted possession for sure. Someone everyone wants right now.
And I don't like that the Texans fired David Culley. He had one season. I mean, what was he? What
did you hear why?
No,
did you hear reportedly why?
Let's hear it.
No.
They said it was because he wasn't willing to change his offensive. I think it was the coaching group, and they're the 32nd ranked offense in the league. So
who did they have?
Yeah, look at the personnel.
Why. Yeah, I know, but
David Johnson.
I'm just saying that's why. Yeah,
Davis Mills.
Mills. Yeah.
Hey, he played pretty good. He was solid.
He's a rookie, right?
Yeah. If you're
Brian
Flores, would you want to go to the Texans?
You want a job if you're Brian Flores, and if you get offered by only the Texans,
he's not going to get only if he gets an offer from the Bears. I think he goes there. I'm serious. I think that's.
What if Watson comes back?
Do you want to? He's not going to the Dolphins, Jared. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
That's still.
Yeah. And
do you think the Bears are the most attractive head coaching job right now? They have a young quarterback. They have some offensive talent.
What about the Dolphins?
I guess, yeah.
I'll
You
go
got
with the Dolphins.
You got Giants. You got Texans.
Giants is not. I'm not attracted to that.
No one wants to be on the no.
We certainly can
I
talk
think-
more about like this when we get to the off season about all the head coaching stuff. But I could certainly see
Bears are towards the top.
Yeah,
They're towards the top.
I don't know if I can say that from their best season over the last few years was last year, and they snuck into the playoffs. Were they under 500? I think they were. And they made the playoffs.
Didn't they host a playoff game a few years ago against the Eagles? That was the Cody Parkey game. I mean, look, they won.
That was 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
I think
3 years
it's
ago.
just attractive because they just drafted Justin Fields, first-round quarterback. I mean, I think that's why
I agree.
it's an attractive head coaching job.
I just don't see anything attractive about the Bears right now. I mean, yes, if a coach can come in there, turn their whole franchise around, yeah, but they're in the right direction. But I can't say right now that if I'm a coach, I want to go to the Bears.
Would you rather have Justin Fields or Daniel Jones?
Fields for sure.
Yeah, that's the point. None of
I
these
take
head
Fields,
coaching jobs
but
are attractive.
Would you rather have Fields or Tua?
Yeah, I'm with Jared on this
Yeah,
one. I'd rather have
exactly.
Fields still, but like I'd go
Yeah.
Dolphins. I think Dolphins, the team around them. I think
Dolphins are number one, and then Bears are probably number two, unless I'm forgetting some other team. But
From the options,
I
I mean,
agree.
if the Raiders are getting a new head coach, right? Are they
I think
looking for a new head coach?
he might hold that
they
job
are.
down.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Looking at it, but
so
Yeah.
we can get back into that.
or we're thinking about Vikings too with Zimmer. That's
Yeah, true.
True.
I think
that's
that.
pretty good
Sorry,
job,
forget what we said. I'm putting Vikings number one. That's the most attractive to me.
I would say Vikings over Bears 10 out of 10 times.
Oh,
yeah.
easily. I'm gonna
For
go
sure.
Vikings, Dolphins, Bears. Make my top three right there.
I guess.
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Those are our
Yeah.
most attractive head coach spots if you're a head coach. So
So
Yeah.
if you're a head coach and you're listening, go to the Vikings, but don't do too good. We still need the Packers to win the division, though. So let's hope the Vikings don't get a good head coach.
How many more awards do we have yet?
We have Defensive Player of the Year, which we just talked about, and then went on a little tangent. But
Yeah. It's Watt.
it's between T.J. Watt, Mike
Watt.
Parsons, Aaron Donald,
It's Watt.
T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, Coach of the Year, Zach Taylor is favored. Well, Zach Taylor and Matt LaFleur are both at plus 150, and then Mike Vrabel is at plus 350.
Really?
I was gonna
Yep.
take him.
I was going to take Vrabel too.
I'm
Yeah.
taking Vrabel. I don't care what Vegas says. I'm going
What about
Vrabel.
Belichick? Is he like fourth then, or what? Is he on?
Yeah, he's fourth,
Okay.
plus 2,000.
I
I think
was gonna
their
take
end to the
Vrabel.
season. Yeah, I think the Patriots end to the season kind of
Yeah,
dropped Belichick a little bit because they ended like 1-2 or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
For
don't-
Vrabel to take
I'd
that
say
team after
Vrabel
Henry
is-
went out, that's impressive to stay the
Yeah.
one seed.
Matt LaFleur is definitely gonna get this award at least once in his career in the future. But as of right now, with Aaron Rodgers, I think Rodgers gets a lot of the credit.
That's if Rodgers stays, depending on how they do in the playoffs and all.
Yeah. Carson
It depends how
Wentz.
they do in the playoffs. You know that. No, Carson Wentz is
Yeah.
dog. He's awful.
Okay.
Colts going to
See,
trade three
Not to go on that,
first-rounders for,
but the Colts coach said they can't commit to him yet. I'm sure you saw that. I don't know if you did or not, but
yeah.
Yeah.
What if we see a little Aaron Rodgers to the Colts next year?
I would puke. I would throw up.
I
I'm
would
serious.
be
I would
very
throw up.
happy.
3 first-rounders and Leonard. Take
The
it.
next three for Leonard? No, no. For a player that's going to play for 1 or 2 more years? No.
No, it'd probably be like 2 or 3 first-rounders and
Maybe
some
like
other player or something.
Naeem Hines or something. You guys don't need a running back, but
No,
You
it'd
know.
probably be defense somewhere.
yeah, we don't have many weapons on offense to give you, so it would be like
Yeah.
I
Michael
hate to
Pittman?
do it, like a Kenny Moore. No. But did you see that Marvin Harrison Jr. is a freshman right now in college? I
Yes.
forgot
Oh,
what
boy.
team he plays for, but
Ohio State, I think, isn't he?
is
No?
it Ohio State? I don't know.
There's
I-
some like junior.
Something like that.
I don't know if it's Marvin Harris, but there's like some like a Hall of Fame receiver whose kid is at Ohio State now.
Oh,
It might be him, but yeah.
yeah. I'm saying in like 2 or 3 years, because he's a freshman, you still have to play 3 years. So like 2 years.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe
Yeah, he's at
Colts can
Ohio
get back
State.
on track. Is he? Okay.
Yep.
Is he? Yeah.
Yep. What if
He's
that-
got to play till his junior year.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh my god.
It's good.
So we're all taking Vrabel for Coach of the Year.
Yep.
Okay. Then the last and QB award, I guess. But we're gonna see this year. MVP right now, Aaron Rodgers minus 375. Tom Brady plus 550.
Wow.
And Jonathan Taylor plus 1,000.
Yeah, that last game ruined his standings. JT.
I
can't give
don't
it to
think he's gonna
Brady.
Get it either way.
No
A-Rod.
way. There's no way.
A-Rod.
Back-to-back MVP, A-Rod.
You
definitely.
bet. Fourth
There's not even
MVP
a
of his
question.
career.
There's not a question.
He's a bad man.
And if Tom Brady wins it, it's just rigged in Tom Brady's favor because there's no way that.
Well, we already know that Rodgers isn't going to be a unanimous MVP, but
Because of that one voter, yeah.
Still can't believe that. but
as Aaron Rodgers said, the bum.
The bum. Because he's too much of a mean person to win it. I didn't know MVP was a personality award. That's weird.
Well, apparently it's changing, so.
Yeah.
You got to be a quarterback and you have to be really nice to win the MVP, I guess.
Yep.
So with that, I mean, do you guys have anything else?
Nope. Look forward to playoffs next week and we'll,
Yeah, make sure to tune in those games that we mentioned today and tomorrow. Nickelodeon game. Make sure to watch it on Nickelodeon, not CBS. But you love some slime.
Make those winning parlays for Wildcard Weekend.
You bet.
I'm hoping to get my first win since like week 12. So
yeah.
I think Drew and I just cashed in on NBA ones over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew told me this parlay was going to be a lock. Like he was telling me to put like $10 on it.
Okay,
like,
not 10.
big. Okay.
5.
You tell me to put money on it because it's going to win. No question. 2-leg parlay. And the guy scores like 10 points and he had to get like 17 or something. Like he wasn't even close.
And the other leg did hit. It looked good from.
Yeah.
If it looks good, it just comes down to players just not performing.
And,
if like you said yesterday, Kayvon Looney was starting because Draymond Green was out, and it was like 6 points for NBA. He put up 5 points, whatever. He put up 7. It's like he hit it,
Yeah.
That was the one.
Like
that was the one leg that hit.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Zach, he had. I'm looking at it. How many shots did he have? I mean, they lost by 32, but he certainly had the shots, to win the game. They're 4 for 9, and then he had. Yeah, he was almost there. For 3 from 3. I don't feel bad. He only played 25 minutes. That's what his case, but.
Yeah. I think I just put a curse on players when I bet on them.
Yeah, you're just kind of like not good like that. So
as always, take the opposite of what Zach says.
That is the rule. We live by that. And sometimes shout out to co-host Jordon Lawrenz. We like to take the opposite of his. That's another rule we live by. So if you see him make a parlay, you take the opposite. And with that, if you guys want to join our sleeper squad, DM us for the link. We would love for you to join. We got spots, unlimited spots on it. So if you want to come on, have some fun in sleeper, make sure to join. And DM any of us for the link or any of our social medias. Twitter, @JD_SportsPod. Instagram, Jordan Drew the Sports Crew. Actually, it's Jordan Drew _Sports Crew. YouTube, Jordan Drew the Sports Crew. And yeah, thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Jordan Drew the Sports Crew, the perfect podcast for you.